Hey everybody, clearing. This is a rainbow fluorite tower, and this is the stone that I think of as star-seeded mission, indigo mission, that kind of a thing. So this divine feminine reading might have some mission or life purpose messages come out. Let's dive in and see. So in the Divine Masculine support read that I just did, I mentioned there are lots of spots for crystal mining in Nevada in May. So if you want to join me or want more information, ask for my email down below in the comments and I will gladly include you in that. Also, I'm probably just going to do a bunch of, well, my daily videos and then do a bunch of mini live readings. Closer to Christmas. I'm fully booked up with sessions next week, so it probably won't be next week, but the following week I'm keeping open for that kind of fun. I want to give back to this beautiful community and do a bunch of free readings, as many as I can. So it'll be fun. And what else? Yeah, let's just get into it. So what is it the divine feminines need to see right now? Divine creator, what is it that the divine feminines are most benefited to be aware of at this time? Oh, devil. Well then, we are coming into Capricorn season. So for the next little while, let's take this first off as mid-December to mid-January, so over the Christmas New Year time. So this is a bit of a time frame sensitive reading. It must have to do more with the astrology and the different things happening in the collective at this time, but it is going to be timeless like all of my readings. So if you find it and it resonates, let it be. What can we see emotionally for the divine feminines regarding the devil energies, illusion, the 3D circumstances? We get soul and chaos. Okay, this is saying, divine feminines, if you're not dropping into your soul, it's going to be even more challenging than ever to decipher these devil energies or the illusion. Remember, when we are trying to tune in with our mind to illusion, it's crazy making because there is no rhyme or reason in the illusion. So if we try to sleuth it and find that, we will just go on the hamster wheel indefinitely and it will be a trap. So an entrenching. Devil energy is entrenching because you're looking for answers, looking for your answers in that way. It doesn't hold the answers. You have to get up and above. You have to get big picture. You have to see the love. You can't look at the shadows directly in the illusion. You have to look at the light, and it brings vision to the shadows, but you cannot look right at them and be in the fear. You have to be there looking at the fear, the attachment, the suffering, while holding the hand of love in order for there to be progress. So it's chaos when we look at when we point to the problem. It is simplified when we seek true solution. The only place that we can seek true solution is found in the soul, in love, in the heart. So dropping in, this is go deep within for that soul space, that heart-based whisper that shows the way through chaos. So for many divine feminines joining me here, there might be a lot of new to the twin flame journey viewers out there. Welcome. But this can be a difficult time of year. We've got, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's and then Valentine's. This is a hotbed of woe is me and what's wrong with me and why don't I have that and all those kinds of fear paradigms. So come up and out of that crazy making stuff, divine feminines. What can we see on the conscious mind regarding this devil energy? Observe. So be objective. Don't believe your own emotions at face value. Your emotions are meant to be instructional tools. They are not caps or definitions that are permanent. They are indicators of where your thoughts are resonating, where circumstances are at this time, but that does not mean that it has to stay there. This too shall pass. So observe it in non-attachment so you can see how to move through it. So you can see the solution, so you can see the flow of the next step. When we are in attachment, we're in suffering and we're in this devil energy and we feel like we can't get out of it. But if we can see it objectively, we can. Look at it from a different angle. When we're having a sticky thought, it's often really quick if we say, is this the only way that every single other human being on the face of the planet who was ever born and ever will be would look at this? If any of you just answered yes to that, shush. Get back from those devil energies and do not stay in them. Observe them, find out why they are so powerfully entrenching in that moment, and use your brain power, use your gift of sight, use your love, your superpower love angles to work on the paradigm so that it loses its grip. What in the 3D do we need to know? Breathe. Inspiration. So we can't really let the inspired course of action come deeply into our existence if we're seeing things in these devil energy ways. We're not going to be getting purpose and beauty and direction if we're seeing things in these limited, binding, dead-end ways. It is a discipline to overcome these devil energies and to work with them in a way that can transmute them into life force. What else can we get? I want one more card for that in the physical. Silence in the reverse. I'm being told on this twin journey, sometimes we're in communication, sometimes we're not. Things come and go. We have polar opposites. We have tandem pairs. It's all in how you look at it. When we exhale, the lungs may hope they inhale again. And same with the communication in this journey. When we're out of communication, we may hope it, but after all these cycles that we've been in, look around, everything comes back around. If not in one shape, in another. And so just breathe. The silence, the integration periods, the process, it comes in dualistic pairs. Sometimes it's silence, sometimes it's not. With silence in the reverse, though, it's not permanent. The silence is not permanent. And so don't get too cinched into thinking that things stay the same. Appreciate the good times with more presence every chance you get. Don't fear the times that don't seem to be going your way every chance you get. It's a discipline. Take every thought captive. Be present in all of them. Okay, what are some of the spiritual energies? Yeah, we're just getting one. Psychic vision, hidden meanings, dream reading. So this is really pulling the high priestess, nocturnal, psychic, lunar, feminine at this time of year in the northern hemisphere with the shortest days. Specifically. But there is also the broad daylight in the southern hemisphere that's bringing more light to this stuff too. So it's slightly different for each hemisphere. The seasons affect us slightly differently depending on the hemisphere, but that is also the masculine and feminine polarity of the earth in some ways, with the sun and the moon affecting that way. I'm being told a special message for twins where one is in the southern hemisphere and one is in the northern hemisphere, that right now specifically those pairs of twins are really pivotal with the breakthroughs in harmonizing right now. And that the pairs that are in the southern hemisphere together and the northern hemisphere together are specializing in these cosmic sun and moon energies. How fascinating. So there's a lot of psychic stuff coming to light right now, and a lot of equipping for seeing through chaos, being objective with observations, breathing deeply and understanding the rhythm and pulse of life, but also the inspired motions, dropping into the soul and not getting too concerned with periods of silence or spaciousness, integration. This too shall pass kind of energy. It's like energetic peekaboo. It's still there. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just not in focus right now. So learn to utilize the different natural processes. Everything revolves in cycles. Everything comes back around. It's a rhythm. What can we see for how this is affecting the twin connection? Judgment is the first card. So this says, I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. So without judgment, we're meant to just see that everything happens for a reason. It has its own flow, its own path, its own pulse. And worry, I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And health, I will honor my physical vessel that enshrines the soul. So yeah, take care of your own health right now, Divine Feminines. Worrying about what your twin is up to or not doesn't actually do anything. Not one iota of good for the connections. So do so without judgment. Don't sweat it. If you're worried about what your person is up to, it's either karmic or you have nothing to worry about. So let go and take care of number one. You are number one. Bring your energy back in. Love your temple. Really take care of your temple right now. Don't do anything over this next period of time that lowers the vibe of your temple, that you feel literally as a coping because of worthy or worry or worthiness, I guess, if that slipped out. Maintain this beautiful sovereign accountability for your temple. Observe when you are tempted to do things. Devil energies are pretty front row and center in this reading. So be very conscious, Divine Feminines. Observe your natural tendencies to do things when you are worrying, to make certain choices. Even if you don't change the action that you are pulled to do because of coping, because of worry, start to bring more consciousness to the fact that you're doing that and work through it. Okay, let's get into a daily divine counterpart style reading. Just like the masculine reading, I'm going to do from the lens of the divine templates, and just like I expressed there, the divine templates, we are not being tested by the divine in the sense that the divine is sitting there going, I wonder what this divine feminine's going to do here. I mean, that may be part of it. The guides, the entourage behind the veil is likely getting their popcorn. However, this whole reality is created. It's benevolent. It is perfect. It is elegant. And it's already there. It does not hinge on your comings and goings. There are frequencies that as we align with love, we have access to these more perfected templates. So if we feel tested, it's because we are in a resonance that's between worlds, between frequencies, and we're being given that undulating choice point. If you can follow that, we're set in our status quo, we see a higher expression, and we're kind of dabbling in which one. That's when we feel tested. That's when we perceive that there is a opportunity to do something differently or fall back on the known. And that's sliding through dimensions. When we do that, we are experiencing contrast, but it's not a divine test that we can pass or fail. It's a attention getting test for our own consciousness, because when we pass it, so to speak, we slide more permanently into the resonance that aligns with the more love-based template that we more recently gained access to because of the things that we learned in the previous resonance. It's all frequency. So let's see, what are the divine feminines meant to be aware of at this time on the journey, about the connection, about their divine counterpart, on the conscious mind, in the heart space. What can we see for how the divine feminines are meant to be viewing this connection on the heart space and their heart space for their divine counterpart? What are the feminines meant to be wishing for to manifest in their own lives and towards these connections, actions in their own lives and towards these connections? The biggest challenge, or the most important challenge to be aware of at this time, and the solution for that, and where are the connections going in the near future? Okay, conscious mind for the connection. Hermit and Knight of Pentacles. So there is a little bit, both in the inverse. So there's a little bit of a momentary freak out, I'm hearing. For many, there's going to feel like over the holidays, over this period of Capricorn season, there might be crickets, there might be some prolonged silence, there might be a lack of investment, there might be an illusion here, lackluster. The Hermit does meditate on destined path, does light the path forward while looking at the steps to destined path. In the reverse, it might feel like that's not available to you. It might be just too busy, various reasons this time of year. But there does seem to be a little bit of a what the heck moment for the divine feminines here. So pay attention to that. Abundance, yeah. So this is a changeover, I just heard. So that if you've been focusing too heavily on coming into romantic connection, of feeling like you are in separation and not feeling your counterpart, worried it's not going to come into the 3D, worried about what your counterpart is up to, this is holding back your abundance. But you're in a grace period where you're getting a little bit of a wish period of time where you're being asked to look at your wishing star, your destined star, and don't keep pushing that conscious request off. As much as you can, continue to remember that it is well within your ability to value your own sovereign abundance. We don't need our counterpart in the physical in order to continue on mission or unlock abundance. That doesn't happen with coming into romantic union or reunion. As a result of that, we become accountable for our abundance, for the blessing in our life, for the experiences and the energetic attitude that we have that is synonymous with all abundance coming in and alignment with the things for us. So this is your chance to expand and grow into more of your own sovereign abundance, and not a time to be focusing on creating a foundation with the counterpart. Right now, this is a message for you, Divine Feminines, for us to be focusing on our own balance within, and to be allowing for these periods of pause, stagnation even, I just heard, where things don't seem to go forward out of the status quo with the counterpart. That is always a cue to bring it back to ourselves and see what personal movement can be had. This is a time to get to know yourself even more deeply, more beautifully right now, Divine Feminines, in so many ways. And I am not saying that all divine counterparts won't be in more of a focused collaboration, but we are going to be going through more periods of independent growth. And this seems to be just a friendly public service announcement that if you are finding yourself directionless, that it's not about relying on that other person for the relief from that it is a cue to go within to your own energy and ask for that guidance in your own right. This is something that simultaneously allows for what you do for self, you do for other. So when you are managing your own becoming, it just lends itself to being in alignment with that which is for you. And on the conscious mind with your counterpart, here's the mission, purpose, connection, commitment. In the reverse over here, in the forefront, we have inspired purpose. So again, your twin journey lends itself perfectly to your purpose. There are so many things about our divine counterpart that reflect to us what our hopes, our dreams, our gifts, our talents, our path, our preferences, our joys are. They seem to get it, or they do get it, or they are somebody who we believe represents exactly the sort of things that we are most inspired by. And so look at your counterpart not so much for the romantic union or the financial 3D business model of relationships with the material realm contributions and things. Look at it more as this soul level awareness of that soul stuff, those soul things, the higher templates, the mission, the gifts, talents, the love into the world. Observe came back. So observe your responses to your counterpart. Instead of observing your counterpart as the primary focus, observe your inspirations as a result of the counterpart. What are the Divine Feminines being asked to look at on the heart space? Oh, 2 of Cups and 3 of Cups. In the connection, there are these third energies oftentimes that really do point to the purity, the beauty, the resonance of just the two. But unconditional love and friendship are both here. Not everyone has a third-party romantic scenario. This is also saying, Divine Feminines, remember to have friends. Don't just isolate into this. Have other friends and other joys, extracurricular activities that balance out the love with real life. Bring it back into connection with others. It's not just about fixation on coming into a relationship. That's very karmic. The love is there, but it helps you to be a better friend. It helps you to change the world and connect and see the connection in all others. The message of the 2 to the 3 of Cups also talks about this love generating enough abundance to expand your social circle, your influence into the world, your view of other people with more generosity, friends, family, co-workers, business connections. I just heard we are not so ego-aligned with our roles in society anymore, if at all. A lot of twins are so authentic, there is no differentiation between day and night, work and play. It's all you being you around the clock. And that's the message here as well. You're meant to see that this love has caused you to become even more who you are without putting on a mask or a suit to go into different scenarios. And breathe. Here's that inspiration. So I swear I shuffled these. They are coming out in different ways. So remember, use this as an internal inspiration. We're getting those messages twice here. This soul spark inspiration and the breath and pulse of life with all others, not just yourself, not just your twin, but this is unity consciousness. This is the unity consciousness that's being generated out into the world through these connections, through understanding the energetic exchange between counterparts, which then translates and opens our eyes to the energetic intention and transference and interaction with all beings. What can we see on the heart space for the divine counterpart? This is a new cycle of different intrinsic motivation coming in. This bravery card is the deep knowing within. See how this staff has all these blossoms? This is the most abundant path, and only you know what resonates and sits well with your soul, Divine Feminine. This is the new cycle coming in for you and this connection, but on the heart space, this is the best that you are stepping into, the best that you will have to offer when your connections come in more firmly into the material realm. But this brave act of following your sovereign abundance. Sovereign, this might be your twin, this one with all the flowers here, but yours is still for you the most flourishing. You still have to choose your truth. That will always be the case. If you're really in a twin flame dynamic, you won't have to compromise this at all going forward ever again. That's karmic. So this is the new you that you're bringing your best to the table, Divine Feminine. It is a gift for self and other to dial this in, because that is codependency free. And here's the soul in the upright. Beautiful. Look at this victory pose with the soul arms reached up in victory pose. This is the victory. This is the thing when you're no longer waiting or needing to go through the masculine for this permission or any other interaction you have. This is breaking the karmic ties so that your soul can sing, so that you can bring your fullness, so that there's no guesswork, that you're not deferring until you know what the other person wants. True twin connection has to do with you in your most authentic alignment and trusting that when you go into that, your person easily and effortlessly slides into alignment with that. That's the deciding factor, not that you want to be with somebody. When you become who you're meant to be, it's already self-evident who is a fit. What is the wish the Divine Feminines are being asked to do in their own Believe in the impossible. Believe this love is possible. Know it. Have faith. Trust it. Everything comes back around. The cycles, the big picture. Focus on self and trust. Trust it's all going to work out. Simplify. Just, let go and let God. Carry on your way. Stay in your lane. That does not mean if your twin reaches out, don't talk to them. That does not mean if you're guided intuitively to reach out, you shouldn't. But do everything by your heart, by your intuition. Drop in and trust it will all work out better than you can imagine, because you're not putting rules and regulations into it. You are just in that free flow where love is God, and that wins every time. Simplify. This is how we can get into the when pigs fly. See the little piggy? So this is a deep revelation for you, Divine Feminines. Desire to navigate your whole life that way, where it's that simple. You're just looking at what feels like love on the heart space and doing that, trusting that that is going to never lead you astray, and it's going to affect miracles in your life. What can we see for how the Divine Feminines are being guided to look at their twin connection? What are they being asked to manifest? Changes, baby steps towards this leap of faith. Seeing things established in the physical in alliance with the eternal. Lay the foundation first, and then this proverbial leap of faith will not be so far-fetched. It's like saying the leap of faith is not a thing out there in the future that you will have to take. That every time you believe in love, that is an internal, that is what the leap of faith feels like, slowed down, choice by choice. An interesting image. So play with this concept I just heard. Get the card of play. Play with this idea that every choice you make is you taking a leap of faith in the name of love. Beautiful. What can we see for the actions the Divine Feminines are being guided to take in their lives? Keep an open mind about situations and justice coming in. Trust the process, trust the journey, trust the unfolding of love. Always seek to be shown the loving vantage point, but keep an open mind about justice matters right now. So many Divine Feminines are facing karmic situations, legal matters, financial matters. Stay open that it's all still working in your favor. Do your due diligence, but don't become rigid, don't fear. It is all working out the way you need to. You've got a hold on this. You've got this. You've got this. It's an illusion if it's not feeling like it's transpiring the way that you think it should right now. You have got this. I just heard the Divine Feminine saying, but I think I want certain things so badly. That's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's all part of it. If this journey has taught us anything, it is to be okay right where we are. So do that now, Divine Feminines. What are the actions that will bring Divine Feminine closer to Divine Masculine? We get the 3D and Divine Masculine here. And create. Ooh. This is profound inspiration. So many divine counterparts are already aware of where their gifts and talents have some overlap. So create opportunities. Don't be superstitious, Divine Feminines, that you couldn't possibly do such and such because it might look like you were creating opportunities to work with your Divine Masculine, etc., etc. Don't tell yourself that's inappropriate. If you are somebody that's deeply inspired by exactly the same things that your divine counterpart represents and does, that's not a mistake, that's alignment. Hello. Do it. Don't do it for them, but don't hold back your essence and your joy and your creativity because of it. Learn to create simultaneously without fear of ridicule or judgment. Create simultaneously because you're both cut from that cloth. What are the divine feminine's biggest challenges at this time? Emotional transparency and taking every thought captive with kindness, holding space for the genuine outpouring of emotion from the divine masculines. So there might be certain things that the divine masculines are going to be expressing or have been expressing directly or indirectly, that you're just being asked to look at it with kindness, but that can be a challenge sometimes. It feels like right now divine feminines don't have the freedom of choice in this, that they're stuck in it. Some are really feeling like they're put in the ringer. Freedom is an inside job, though. It's all how you look at it. If you're in attachment, if you're suffering over it, you're not being accountable enough with your own freedom, with your own free will, to find the perspective that brings freedom in for you, divine feminine. We are each the experts in our journey, in our life path, and only you know what those binding nuanced thoughts are that are keeping you feeling a lack of freedom. Keep asking and discerning what the remedy thoughts, the solutions are for your particular fears or attachments. You need to see what those are so that you can say, am I guaranteed that every single person on the face of the planet, ever living and ever will live, would think of it the same way as I'm thinking of it now? No? Free yourself then. What is the solution? Being curious about what these emotions are telling you. Got a Page of Pentacles, or Page of Swords clarified by the King of Pentacles again. Problem is wanting to handle these emotional things with kindness. Solution is be curious about why those emotional things are there. Have compassion. When you see the compassionate reason those things are there, it's not a stretch to have kindness, because it's not something you need to take personally. It's just a revelation of what is that you can work with, that you can bring conscious awareness to. You replace pain with awareness. Change. This is the change point where you are really learning to work miracles and to create your own happiness. What is the direction of these connections? Almost the end of these dastardly heartache, illusion, devil energies. The world in the reverse, it's almost final. So this Capricorn season, this new year coming in, is going to be paramount for this heartache being overcome. Again, the three swords represent the misconceptions of the collective consciousness, the misconceptions we tell ourselves about our worthiness, and the misconceptions of fear about what we think our counterpart thinks. This is all balancing out, and we're finding the peace. These things are going to be silenced. The pain is going to be silenced. We're rising up and out of it because we're understanding what the pain is there to teach us, and we're not believing the pain is holding power over us anymore. Many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.